Welcome back to Tele-Turuan over DWJJ Radio Vision. Before we proceed to our lesson on bar graphs, let us look back to a form of graph we have already learned, the pictograph. Let us recall the parts of a pictograph. We have the title of the graph, the things being compared, in this case, the picture of flowers for each child, and the legend which tells us how much each flower represents. If you will notice, we need to have a legend. To get the exact number of flowers that each pupil made, let us make an example by computing the number of flowers that some of the pupils made. Juan has 5 flowers across her name. We multiply it by the legend that say 1 flower is equivalent to 5 flowers. We come up with 25 flowers. Can you tell us how many flowers Lolita made? If she has 7 flowers across her name, we have to multiply it by 5 as indicated by the legend. And we come up with 35 is correct. We just continue doing the process to know how many flowers each pupil really made. Quite a lot of work, right? Tonight, we are going to discuss a better form of graph, the bar graph. Bar graphs are easier to read, and we can make bar graphs of almost everything. It may be about the books we borrowed, the registered Boy Scouts in our school, about our pets, about the food in our cafeteria, or even about our mother's favorite flowers. Truly, bar graph serves a lot of purpose, and to really understand it, let us first define what a bar graph is. Can you try to define it by looking at the samples? Correct. A bar graph is used to compare data from different groups or period. If you will notice, some bars go sideways. These are called horizontal bar graphs, while the ones that go upward are called vertical bar graphs. Kids, can you name some parts of a bar graph? Yes, they have titles. They have 2 axes, the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. Bar graphs compare data on the vertical and horizontal axis. The vertical and horizontal data are represented by bars. Bar graphs also have number scales and labels on the vertical and horizontal axis. Bar graphs also have frequency data and group data. To summarize our lesson, let us answer some questions. What is a horizontal bar graph? And what does the horizontal and vertical axis contain? Correct! A horizontal bar graph includes 2 axes, the horizontal axis and the vertical axis with labels, title, and scale. The vertical axis is the group data, while the horizontal axis is the frequency data. Now, what can you say about a vertical bar graph? Right! A vertical bar graph also has 2 axes, the horizontal axis and the vertical axis with labels, title, and scale. The horizontal axis is the group data, while the vertical axis is the frequency data. of bar graphs compare the data from different groups or periods. Kids, you did great in answering those questions. Indeed, we can say that bar graphs really help in the interpretation of data we have used. Now, let us answer some more questions to find out if bar graphs are really helpful in interpreting data accurately. From the illustrations we made, can you tell us the title of the bar graphs? You got it! Our favorite games is a common title of both bar graphs. What sport is the favorite of most students? Basketball is correct. It has the longest bar from among the sports. Now, can you tell me how many pupils like softball? 6 is right. The bar ends on number 6, which tells us that there are 6 pupils who love softball. Those are just some questions that a bar graph can answer accurately. So tonight, we have learned about interpreting data presented in single vertical and horizontal bar graphs. This is Teacher Gemma Abando saying good night. Tune in next time for more lessons here on Tele-Turuan over DWJJ Radio Vision.